The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. XRP must achieve some mind-blowingly high figures this market cycle if it wants to maintain its position as a top 10 cryptocurrency by market cap. This is presuming, of course, that Bitcoin will truly reach a new all-time high and that other altcoins, like Ethereum, will keep going. Actually, that's the reason I'd like to draw attention to this piece by Mark Yesko, a seasoned hedge fund manager, from the Daily Huddle, $15,000 Theory and Price Impending. The schedule is as follows. It is not because we are really enthusiastic about Ethereum that I want to bring this up. I might hold it for a few of you. From 2017 onwards, I've held it. It has a slight fascination for me. More importantly, though, I feel compelled to bring it up because of how closely XRP has tracked ETH'S market cap over history. What do you anticipate for XRP in light of this potential amount of ETH? Okay, I've done the math and can give you the results. I am not providing financial advice, and I do not have any form of financial support, so let me be clear before we continue. In addition, you shouldn't base any financial decisions on what I write or say. All I am is a crypto enthusiast who loves to film films on YouTube. That is, merely as a pastime and for enjoyment. XRP is currently trading at 54 cents, with a Bitcoin price of $51,747 and just over $3,000 as I record this video. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which refreshes once every 24 hours, is 72 out of 100 and indicates that the market has been heading upward for the majority of the last day. The index is scheduled to update again shortly. It would be intriguing to observe its final destination. I would assume it will be around the same amount or somewhat higher. But enough with the small talk, let's dive into the meat of the matter. Again, those who have been around for a while know that XRP has been the second most valuable cryptocurrency at least 3 times in its lifetime. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you how many times, but definitely. There it is. This is particularly true if you revisit that 2017 to 2018 period. Run for the bulls. Yes. Yes, XRP ran last, but it melted everyone's faces when it ran. Ethereum and XRP's market caps are at their highest points, which is an intriguing development. They were not simultaneous occurrences. The monetary amount, however, was virtually same. In any case, you should look into this because, clearly, we missed that throughout the last market cycle. We were swindled in the previous market cycle, nevertheless, due to external factors. Although it was expected to occur during the previous market cycle, XRP may be playing catch-up. That being said, it's very awesome. You'll see as I go through this that XRP will still need a lot of time to recover from its current setback, even if it doesn't reach its all-time high. That, however, is merely conjectural. That's not even anything I'm claiming will happen. However, even if it isn't required to, it still follows a significantly lesser portion of the predicted trajectory for ETH based on this specific. XRP doesn't have to reach that level if this occurs for ETH, according to the hedge fund veteran you're referring to here. Yes, I would love it if ETH and XRP battled it out for that positional number. Perhaps it does take place. Perhaps it does take place. Even if it doesn't, I'm simply stating it. If the crypto market is indeed a rising tide that lifts all boats, then XRP's price will continue to soar regardless of the bar level. However, I fail to see any evidence that the asset class moves in lockstep with the market, so I remain skeptical. The following is the piece text, anyhow. According to Mark Yesko, CEO and founder of Morgan Creek Capital, Ethereum has the potential to reach a 5-figure price. In a recent interview with Altcoin Daily, Yesko said that if Bitcoin were to reach $150,000, the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio would cause ETH to surge by 410% from its current price. Also, I wanted to mention that while some analysts don't think Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high this year or even next year, the majority of analysts do expect that it will. Plus, the price of Bitcoin will only need to rise another 20% before it reaches $150,000. Therefore, I am unsure of its eventual destination in the event that it begins to run into new all-time highs and reaches price discovery $150,000. Accordingly, the idea that Bitcoin might achieve such is not completely out of the question if we are to witness that kind of market volatility is trending upwards. In any case, I see no need to contradict something that has been around for a while, namely, the fact that the ratio of Bitcoin to Ethereum was nearly exactly 10 to 1 in the past. Here is his quote. "Your goal would be $2,000 if Bitcoin was $20,000. So, assuming Bitcoin reaches $150,000 as I predict it will, and assuming we do not return to a instead of using a 10 to 1 ratio with Ethereum, let's suppose it's 1.5. Then $10,000 is the going rate for Ethereum. It seems to me that a large proportion of people mentally store that number. Even if it returns to its original 10 to 1 ratio, many would argue that it is still insufficient. At that point, the price of Ethereum would be $15,000. Thus, most likely somewhere around $10,000.15,000 upon the Earth. The current ETH price is slightly over $3,000, with a record high of $4,861 reached in the previous cycle, as mentioned earlier in this video. Thus, it's possible that ETH may see a threefold increase, according to Mark Yusko. So, let me do some calculations regarding the potential consequences of this situation, should it materialize. With a price tag of $15,000 per share, the market capitalization is $1.7 trillion. Keep in mind that this is more than the market cap of Bitcoin when it was at its peak. However, if $15,000 is going to be achieved, it would be reasonable to anticipate that Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high with a significantly larger market worth. Now, imagine for a second that Mark's prediction comes true and Bitcoin does in fact reach the $150,000 mark. Then the market cap for Bitcoin would be $2.9 trillion. So, to recap, in this case, Bitcoin's market valuation of $2.9 trillion would be $150,000 ETH, and $1.7 trillion at $15,000. These do not appear to be excessive figures, so I will repeat. Bitcoin is increasing by a factor of 2 from one side to the other, whereas ETH is increasing by a factor of 3. Never mind that I'm only playing tiny hypotheticals when it comes to making price forecasts. Seems reasonable, doesn't it? Regardless of whether you have a lower bar or not, I still don't believe this sounds ridiculous when you consider what it means for XRP. In the case of XRP alone, a price of $10 would represent a tremendous rise, nearly a 20-fold increase from where it is presently, somewhat below that mark. But nearly a 20-fold rise? A market capitalization of $540 billion would be the result. The numbers are piling up, Bitcoin at $2.9 trillion, Ethereum at $1.7 trillion, and XRP at $10. Yeah, that's quite small. You aren't asking too much. I mean exactly that. In these times when we haven't witnessed significant improvements and people feel discouraged, I get that it can feel impossible. Meanwhile, you see the XRP BTC graph. It appears awful, it does. This is far worse. Decades have passed. Yeah. That aspect is quite typical, though, it occurs like that every few years. Not to mention how impossible it appears to be. No, it's not impossible, in fact, it's quite possible. Also, think about the fact that the ETH's peak market value was approximately $500 billion last market cycle. I'll have to do some fast calculation, but it was definitely close to that. I think that's about correct. At the peak of the previous market cycle, you said XRP matching ETH'S. This is where things get interesting, but I'm not so sure it will happen if they start trading side by side again. After all, the more you expect any cryptocurrency's price, including XRP, to rise, the less confident I am in that prediction. Because that's a bigger ask, my confidence decreases as the amount increases. Then that stands to reason, wouldn't it? However, I continue to believe it is not insane. As far as XRP is concerned, it's neck and neck with ETH. Once again, when considering market capitalization, these things will eventually align with this market cycle, same to how XRP does. That's not completely out of the ordinary. It may or may not happen, I am uncertain. However, I completely understand. Many others also think it's possible for it to reach that level of intensity. Because, if we assume the all-time high market value of $1.7 trillion and this market cycle ends at 15,000, then we're talking about something that won't happen. A price for XRP of around $30 this market cycle would be indicative of that happening. I don't think that's crazy. In terms of peak years, it has occurred before, for example, in 2017 and 2018. If you check out the all-time highs for ETH and XRP, they are aware of that. It's close to their workplace. In current market cycle, the idea that could be happening is certainly not far-fetched. The markets simply follow suit after that. Even though everyone assumed Bitcoin was dead a year ago, it turns out that Bitcoin is the one that always finds a way out. And then there were the Ethereum folks, who were a little snippy. The theory has been slow to catch up, to be sure, but not quite as snippy as the XRP folks or the members of other communities, like Filecoin or HBAR Flare, or even Selecta Coin Sun. Just a lot of localities have had bad emotions. In my opinion, the XRP community is where this is most detrimental. But that's the usual pattern before things turn around for the better. Whatever the case may be, Bitcoin is currently leading the charge eastward, with XRP at 54.8 cents. It is simply following the SP's movement. This fact becomes apparent when one zooms out on a chart. We are left with this. It is still reasonable to claim that XRP's current price is lower than it would have been had the SEC stuff been in place. Definitely not. Over that time period, there was probably less development activity than there actually was. To what extent this was due to fewer individuals contributing their own money and fewer institutional investments is anyone's guess. It will take time to repair the damage, but it can be done. Furthermore, it appears to be the case that such is indeed the case, yet that is precisely its awesomeness. Amazingly, XRP maintained its position in the top 10 cryptocurrencies over its entire history. Today, it ranks 6th by market cap. That's quite neat stuff. As a result, the idea that XRP could see a substantially higher price is not completely out of the question. Now, naturally, if the minority of analysts who believe that Bitcoin will not reach an all-time high are correct, I will be less optimistic that we will witness anything particularly spectacular in this market cycle, with the exception of XRP. Still, there's no assurance even with that. You can't say for sure whether XRP just keeps running. Your opinion? Kindly like and subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave a comment below with your ideas. Coming up shortly, farewell.